Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Now, I know. In my last video I said I don't want to talk about this, and I just glossed over when the idea of Ripple One came up in an article that I was covering. I've thought about it and I've changed my mind. We need to talk about this. Let's squash this crap. People need to understand the idiocy associated with Ripple One and the non-implications of it. So there's a piece, it's from Daily Hodl, titled Crypto Influencer Starts Ripple One Channel on Discord to Discuss XRP Fork. And by the way, I can tell you, I'm sitting in that Discord right now with my own account as people are chatting. Oh yes indeed. I don't know how much fun I'm going to have with it during the video, but I am in it, and I just want to kind of run through it with you. And then the last piece I'm going to talk about in this video, it's from Cointelegraph, and it's titled, Bitcoin is Digital Gold. Narrative Still Unproven, Warns Expert Trader. Now, before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but don't get all smashy with it. If you break the like button, you are solely responsible for whatever the repair bill is, and it could be quite hefty. And then you won't be able to like future videos until it's fixed. I mean, think about the risk there. So I just don't smash it. Go ahead and delicately tap it. And if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel if you love your mama. Let's hop in here. Oh yay, Ripple One. The crypto influencer who created a petition asking Ripple to stop selling XRP is taking the first step toward forking the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Late last month, crypto bitlord put Ripple on notice, saying he would launch an effort to fork XRP in 60 days if Ripple doesn't stop selling portions of its holdings to crypto exchanges and institutions. Now, Bitlord has sent out a tweet to his 102,000 followers to let them know he's created a channel on Discord called Ripple One that will be used to discuss the fork. Oh, is that what it will be used for? Indeed. Here's the tweet from Crypto Bitlord. Spoiler alert, a lot of people in the Discord group, they're calling him Crypto Buttlord. So it's juvenile, but it made me laugh. Come on, Crypto Buttlords. There you go. Anyway, proud to announce the hashtag Ripple One Discord channel has opened. This is where we will begin structuring the XRP fork, planning our new future. And he's got the little heart emoji. Bless his soul. Share this link and join us now. So I did indeed click it, and again, I'm sitting there. I'm pulling it up in just a minute here. On Thursday, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse addressed the fork for the first time, telling CNN that anyone can fork the open source XRP ledger if they choose. And indeed, this was discussed on the CNN interview yesterday. I kind of lamented that fact. I mean, I can admit, at first when this whole thing started, I was kind of laughing. I was like, oh my god, Yahoo Finance is getting trolled. They actually picked up the story. But then Forbes picked it up. And then you've got Ripple's CEO getting asked about this stupid thing on CNN. Holy crap. This is absolutely absurd. All right, now here's a quote. I think this was Brad's, right? Is that where I was at? Yeah, here we go. This is Brad Garlinghouse. When people talk about forking technologies, you have seen Bitcoin forked multiple times. You have Bitcoin Cash, BSV, Bitcoin Diamond. I can't name them all. There's 4 or 5 forks of the Bitcoin blockchain. Bitcoin, obviously the primary BTC, has remained the most notable. But in the same way, people can take XRP and open source technology, and hypothetically they could fork that if they choose to do so. Right. So, I'm sorry, I just scrolled away on accident here. And then the piece continues. Ripple says it's slowing down sales of XRP this quarter after selling $251.51 million worth of XRP in the second quarter of this year. The company sold a total of $1.1 billion worth of XRP since 2016, according to The Block. Ripple owns about 60% of the total supply of XRP, and Garlinghouse says he doesn't think the company's sale of the digital asset has any impact on its price. Now check out this quote. This is from Brad. Ripple can't control the price of XRP any more than the whales can control the price of Bitcoin. some of these markets, particularly smaller tokens that have a lower market cap and lower flows, if you will, they are at risk of people manipulating them. But you're talking about XRP trades, an order of magnitude of $1 billion a day of activity, according to CoinMarketCap. So I don't think anybody's in a position to really manipulate those prices, right? And that's a fair point. So here's what I want to say about this. As far as a fork, conceptually, and you'd think more in crypto media would get it. I kind of think that a lot of people in crypto media do just get it because it's fundamentally not that complex of a concept, but just choose to not acknowledge certain facts. So I'm going to spit it out because I'm Moon Lambo, and I am not here for ideological reasons. I don't have an ideological bend. I am not a maximalist of any coin. Yes, I'm a big fan of XRP, of course, and that's the only cryptocurrency that I'm willing to buy because I think that utility matters. But it doesn't mean I don't want the other coins to find success. It doesn't mean I don't want other coins to find specific use cases that maybe they're perfectly tailored for. I want a thriving asset class. So here's the deal. Even if there were a fork of XRP, you got to understand that it would not be XRP. So I've covered some of this on my channel where there's these theories in some of these articles about how it could pump up the price of XRP. Just the fact that there would be a fork and all sorts of silly stuff like this, and that makes no damn sense. Understand that if XRP is forked, the forked version of it, first of all, how are you even going to get it? Because okay, so I understand typically when Bitcoin is forked, you get an equivalent value of whatever the new fork is. Okay, got that. So presumably that would be the case with XRP. But you understand if it's forked that this new version of XRP is not listed on any exchange the world over. It's not going to be listed on any single exchange. And it's, as it turns out, very difficult to get a cryptocurrency listed on an exchange. Did you know that? I didn't prepare data on this for this video because it didn't pop in my head until right now. But it can be very expensive. I think that it's been fairly commonplace. Business entities that are backing specific coins paying 7 figures, yes, over $1 million, to get a cryptocurrency listed on select exchanges. There has been stuff to that effect. And it's not easy. And then there are certain exchanges, reputable ones, that they really want to understand the real entities backing this, whoever it is, whatever it is, the full story of it before just listing a coin. And so what is this? What is the story? Crypto Buttlord, and he's this isn't even going to happen. I don't even think it's going to happen. But even if it did, it's going to. Because of Crypto Buttlord, it's going to be now listed on exchanges. And understand that this forked version of XRP, it also would not work with XRapid because it's not XRP. It's a completely different cryptocurrency at that point. It literally could not be used because Ripple is not going to, just it's the same reason Bitcoin can't be used on XRapid. Ripple would have to program that into it, and they're not going to do that because it's not in their financial interest. Why the hell would they do that? On top of that, so then if this fork actually happens, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'd be surprised. We'll see. That would blow my mind. But even if it did, who are the developers building on top of this new XRP fork? There are none. Is Crypto Buttlord going to start building an XRP tip bot equivalent? Oh my lord! Literally, none of this could even be used. It wouldn't be, or to begin with, it wouldn't be used for anything. And what would be the incentive to build on top of it when there's zero? I mean, you're talking about starting a new cryptocurrency from scratch is what you're talking about. From scratch. You're going to do that, and you're going to try and get that adopted in a capacity that's superior to the way that XRP has been adopted for as long as it's been run. XRP having just hit its 50 millionth closed ledger, no failures since the inception, since the Genesis, the actual Genesis block, which is 32,000 and something. That would be the actual Genesis block. No errors since then. And now what, you're just going to come along and this fork is somehow actually going to do something. This is purely nonsensical. And so I kind of want to just beat the concept to death with a hammer. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm verbally just beating it to death with a hammer. That's what this is so dumb. The idiocy involved here. And then all before that, because of the just incorrect idea that Ripple is the reason that the price of XRP is what it is, when you can look at a chart, zoom out enough, and XRP is simply following Bitcoin in terms of price action. It just is. Pretty simple. This is not hard to figure. You can look at the percentage. It's like last figure that I saw, which I've cited a few times over the last week or two. I just haven't got an updated figure. It could fluctuate a little, I'm sure. But Ripple's sales of XRP was like 0.32% of volume. It's minuscule. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Let's go ahead and hop into the Discord here now. Oh, my God. Where is it? I don't ever use it. Like, I've been in here technically, so I had an account set up, but I hadn't used it since, I don't know, late 2017 or early 2018 perhaps here. So I don't really know exactly what I'm looking at, but I will say this. I scrolled through this for fun, and it seemed like a ton of the activity was just people talking about how stupid this fork is, which the idea of it, which really just lifted up my soul, so to speak. It's people just making fun of what Crypto Bitlord here is doing here. Oh my God. I don't know if there's anything specifically that I want to read here. There were some interesting comments, but I don't know where they went now. It looks like this has been scrolling while this has been recording, and I don't want to make you wait while I hunt stuff down. But it was kind of interesting scrolling through this, just kind of getting a feel for what's actually going on here. But guys, this whole thing is going nowhere. It's not like this isn't even going to happen. This is like the ultimate troll. It's not going to go. Let me just go ahead and hop into the next piece here. And this is a tweet from XRP Research Center, and Chris, somebody named Chris on Twitter, tagged me here. So Chris, if you're listening, thank you very much. I wanted to just run through this real quick. There'll probably be a proper story about this in the future, but I just want to mention it since this is new. So here's the tweet from XRP Research Center, September 13, 2019, breaking. XRapid activity update. The Mexico Bitso Liquidity Index just broke previous all-time high. Also, for the first time in years, the XRP/MXN trading volume reported to CMC surpassed BTC/MXN volume. Now, that's cool stuff here. Now, that's not the purpose of this video, but I did want to mention it since this is new information that I just came across. So, again, thank you very much, Chris, if you're listening thank you regardless, even if you're not listening. Thank you very much for tagging me in this. I do appreciate it. All right, next, there's this tweet from XRP Crypto Wolf. At CME Group wants to double the maximum number of Bitcoin futures traders can buy for each month by September 30th. The limit would jump from 1,000 to 2,000 contracts per month. Each contract has 5 Bitcoin, so 1,000 to 2,000 contracts equals 10,000 Bitcoin, which is $100 million. Cool stuff here. So thank you very much for sharing that with me, XRP Crypto Wolf. I do appreciate all the stuff you send me regularly direct to my inbox. Last piece here for this video is from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin is digital gold. Narrative still unproven, warns expert trader. For many, trading cryptocurrency can be a challenge, but the process is made easier if one relies on a combination of technical analysis tools and oscillators to provide insight on which path digital assets like Bitcoin might take. Typically, one sees traders employ the Relative Strength Index, RSI, Moving Average Divergence Convergence, MACD, stochastic RSI, stochastic, I don't know how to say that actually, and a mixture of exponential moving averages, EMAs, Bollinger Bands, volume measurements, and so on. This is good and well, and utilizing these tools often provides great results for traders. The difficulty of relying on these tools increases when Bitcoin's price action becomes range-bound and consolidates for lengthy amounts of time like it has done for the past 2 weeks. This leads intraday traders to search for other tools that provide insight into Bitcoin's market structure. To get some clarity on the less studied metrics retail investors might be unaware of, Cointelegraph spoke with Christopher Inks of Texas West Capital, market research and educational firm dedicated to providing accurate market data and digital asset trading courses for novice traders. It says, Cointelegraph, pleasure to meet you, Christopher, and thanks for taking the time to have a chat. To kick things off, tell us what brought you to crypto, Christopher states. The whole reason I do what I do with Texas West Capital is that I noticed the really bad analysis, pump and dumps, and other nonsense being published across various crypto media, major media, and on Twitter. This was especially bad during and at the end of 2016 leading into 2017 and still continues to be an issue today. So being able to share good information with new traders is an important thing to me. In Cointelegraph, recently there's been a lot of talk about funding amongst pro traders, and some look to the levels of funding and perpetual contracts as a method for determining whether Bitcoin's spot price will go bearish or bullish on the larger exchanges. To what degree does the level of funding from perpetual contracts impact Bitcoin price action? Right? Here's the response. I would argue that it has more to do with funding rate extremes than anything else. And even then, it is an indicator of which way the spot market is already heading rather than something that causes the market to change direction. The funding rate by itself is just a mechanism used by the exchange to help their synthetic product, perpetual swaps in this case, mimic spot price. If it's negative, then short contract holders pay long contract holders, since it means that the previous 8-hour period saw swap contracts trading at a discount to the underlying spot price. If it's positive, then long contract holders pay short contract holders for the opposite reason. However, as long as the funding rate is low, there isn't a lot of encouragement to move traders from long to short or short to long. It's when the funding rate increases strongly that the market participants are more likely to move away from the pain of holding their position. But even at that point, it's doing nothing more than keeping the exchange's synthetic products price comparable to the spot price. To this end, traders can potentially use the funding rate to understand which way spot price may be heading and then trade spot on other exchanges accordingly. And then Cointelegraph asks, what is open interest and to what degree does it dictate Bitcoin's future price action? And he responds, open interest is just the number of contracts outstanding, which basically means it is a measure of market activity. If open interest is increasing, then we know the new money is entering the market, and as a result, the prevailing trend should continue. A decline in open interest signals that the trend is likely ending since money is leaving. And those are the top few questions that I happen to find them the most interesting. If you want to take a look at this piece, I am going to go ahead and link it below. But that's it for this video. And thank you so much for watching. I really, very genuinely do appreciate all the support. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!